Hello students, today we are going to discuss about figures of speech. What are figures of speech? These are forms of expression that produce a great effect with the use of words in a non-literal sense. So these are forms of expression that produce a great effect with the use of words in a non-literal sense. Here the actual meaning is quite different from the literal meaning. Actual meaning is quite different from the literal meaning. Let us discuss some of them. Let's start with alliteration. What is alliteration? It is the repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of two or more words in a sentence. Let us take an example. She sold seashells by the seashore. Here the S consonant sound has been repeated. Now let us take the second example. Peter Piper pied. Here the P consonant sound has been repeatedly used. So it's also an example of alliteration. Now let us discuss the second one, consonance. What is consonance? Consonance is the repetition of consonant sounds at the end of two or more words in a sentence. At the end of two or more words in the sentence. Look at the lanky pranky man. Look at the lanky pranky man. Here the Y consonant sound has been repeatedly used. Look at the thick black chalk. Look at the thick black chalk. Here the K consonant sound has been repeatedly used. So these are the examples of consonants. Let us discuss assonance. What is assonance? Assonance is the repetition of vowel sounds. The rain in this pane is seen plainly in the plane. Here the A vowel sound is repeatedly used. Wedding bells bellow. Here the E consonant sound has been repeatedly used. Now let us discuss the other ones such as simile and metaphor. What is simile? When two dissimilar things are compared using as or like, it is known as simile. He fought like a lion. Here like has been used to compare he and lion. Words are like leaves, use them judiciously. Here again like has been used to compare words and leaves. He is as intelligent as Sam. So as has been used to compare he and Sam. So these are the examples of simile. Now what is metaphor? When two things are implied as one or considered as one, it is known as metaphor. The camel is the sheep of the desert. So camel and sheep are both considered as one here. Success is a glowing sun. So success and sun both are considered as one here. Now let us discuss some other ones. Personification. What is personification? When we attribute human qualities, to non-living things or inanimate objects, it is known as personification. For example, death lays its icy hand on the rich and poor alike. Here we are talking about death as if has human qualities. Opportunity knocks at the door but once. Here we talk about opportunity as if it has got life. So these are the examples of personification. Now let us discuss pun. Pun. What is pun? It is the use of words for fun. When we play with words for the sake of fun, it is called pun. So let us discuss some of the examples. An ambassador is a person who tell lies abroad for the sake of his own country. So it's a normal thing. We are told not to tell lies, but here the person is speaking lies. So everything has been presented in a very comical way. Is a life worth living? It's a serious question. But if the answer is it depends upon the liver, so all the seriousness of the question has gone through the window. So it's example of one here. Now let us discuss onomatopoeia. Here by the sound of words we create or assume meaning, such as the rustling of leaves. Sound of word leaves, rustle of leaves means sound of leaves. The buzzing of bees, the sound of bees. The hissing of a snake, sound produced by the snake. So these are some of the examples of onomatopoeia. Now let us discuss antithesis. What is antithesis? When there are contradictory statements in a sentence, it is known as antithesis. For example, man proposes, God disposes. These are contradictory statements. Age is full of care, youth is full of pleasure. Again, we have the contradiction here. Oxymoron. Here, the opposite words prevail or prevalent side by side to give a complex meaning. There was deafening silence all around. Deafening silence. These are opposite words, and these have been used side by side. The experience was bittersweet. Again, bittersweet. Opposite words creating a complex meaning. So these are the examples of oxymoron. Let us discuss the hyperbole. What is hyperbole? It's an overstatement. Suppose that we say, he can drink rivers of whiskey and mountain of food. So rivers of whiskey and mountain of food. These are the examples of hyperbole. Floods of tears flowed down her cheeks. Flood of tears flowed down her cheeks. So flood of tears, it's also an example of. It's an overstatement, so it's an hyperbole. Let us discuss leetwoods. When two negatives are there to create a positive one, when two negative words create a positive meaning, it is known as leetwoods. You are not wrong. What does it mean? You are right. So today we have discussed some of the figures of speech. We will discuss the rest of them in another lecture. For the time being, thank you. Have a nice day.